Hey everybody, Bradford here. Welcome to another episode. This video was going to be solely based about my attachment and the shit I went through for the last 7 months. But as you saw, I just posted a teaser of change coming. So I'm going to keep this video short and sweet, and it's going to be a mix of both. It's going to be talking about my attachment and the future of this channel. We'll start with the attachment. So as you saw, I recently posted a video not too long ago talking about my 5 favorite moments of the year so far, and number 1 being the REM pod going off as me playing the piano on the exploration I did on my birthday. Had I known that was the only birthday gift I had gotten, the last 7 months of my life wouldn't have been as bad and hell-like as they were. So not only on that day did I catch like that moment that made me viral on TikTok, that's when I got my attachment. I broke 2 rules that day. One of them I break all the time, but I broke 2 rules that day. I went out alone and I went in a time of grieving. So, you've heard me talk about it. January 5th, my uncle passed away. January 9th is when I went out and did that exploring because it was my birthday and I figured my uncle would want me to do what I love, get back on my feet and just go out there. Which I did, and he would have wanted, but I was still so heartbroken that it made me not weak, but it brought my energy level down, which makes it easy for attachments. And it makes it easier for a spirit to attach to you. And that's what happened. I went out in a time of grieving. And it wasn't even just my uncle. 2 weeks prior to that, I had lost a pet. So the week before Christmas, I lost a pet of 8 years. So now I'm dealing with 2 deaths within like 3 weeks of each other. So I am devastated. I'm heartbroken. My mind is completely fucked up. And I did what I did. I did what I do. When I'm upset, I don't think. I just react. I just go. Like, if I want to go out, I'm going to fucking go out. And I did. And it backfired. In a way, because, like I said, I got that viral moment on TikTok. It's still blowing up even after that video of my top 5 favorite moments. I still get, notifications of it. People still seeing it and reacting to it. But I got my attachment. And then, fast forward to February, we lost my wife's grandfather. So now I'm dealing with 3 fucking deaths of 3 people that I really loved and respected. And I'm really heartbroken. And that's why, another reason why it was hard for me and my wife to realize that this spirit, this entity was here constantly draining my life source. Because I'd get home from work, I'd sit on the couch, I instantly passed out. I was constantly tired. I slept like shit. I was getting very, very, very depressed to the point where suicide was constantly in the forefront of my mind. The only time I felt okay, there was 2 times I felt okay. It's when I went out and doing more exploring because he stayed here waiting for me. So when I left, it was like I was me again. I was able to breathe. I was able to feel life again. And then on top of that, when I was doing the video editing, because he was, draining the energy off my computer versus me, which allowed me to kind of breathe again. But as soon as I shut it all down, he went back to draining my energy. Basically, I think like a fucking vampire. So, now fast forward to August. I wouldn't say we were over the deaths of the 3, but we're more accepting of it, especially because my wife is really good with her medium abilities. So she talks to him. She can constantly talk to her grandfather if she wanted to. She gets messages from my uncle to pass on to me because I have a lot of self-doubt, so I'm not there at the point where I can have full conversations with them yet. So I remember with the new moon of August, it was supposed to be the new moon of manifestation, where you meditated and you manifested how you want your life to be, what you want next in your life. And as I'm doing this, like I can't meditate for shit. I usually fall asleep. I nap. Meditating to me, it's a necessity, but I can't. I have to constantly keep moving. If I don't move, I get tired. I get bored. I fall asleep, and that's what happens when I meditate. I fucking fall asleep. It doesn't matter if I'm meditating on the couch or meditating out on a freaking rock out in the woods. I fall asleep. But I finally have a good meditation going. I can see, like, I'm picturing how I want my life to be, everything I want next in this life, what I want next for, the channel with you guys, me, my exploring. And then out of nowhere, because my wife had picked up on him and we know he's here, he's not afraid to show himself anymore. He legit showed his face within my face, like this freaking close. And if I was good at drawing, like I could sketch out like those police people do at the stations when you're giving them suspect drawings. I could draw you exactly what he looked like. Nose, mouth, facial hair. I've never had a vision this detailed before. So it caught me off guard. And then after he showed me himself, I felt this weird burning going up the base of my back, up my spine, up and over my head, and right to my third eye. And it hurt. It really fucking hurt. Like, it was a burning I've never felt before. And I've been scratched by spirit before. It can burn, but this was a whole new level of burning. So I woke up. I didn't wake up. I opened my eyes. I walk around my room. I'm like, what the fuck was this? And then I heard my gamer chair, which is what I sit at with my PC. I heard it like creak like someone was sitting on it. And then a couple footsteps come towards me. So I was like, what the fuck? No, this isn't happening. I was like, I need to, it's new moon. I need to do this manifestation. I need to do this meditation. So I brush it off. I close my eyes, take a few deep breaths, and get myself back into my meditation state. And I'm starting to see things again, like what I want. And again, same burning. Right up my spine, up and over my head, right back to my third eye. Twice now. And this time it hurt even more. So I was like, alright, I'm done, I'm good. I blew up my candles, I put up my incense, and there's a door, two like French style doors almost, from my game room to the living room. Well, they were open, and I could see like a shadow, like a silhouette of a person walking around in my living room. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Who the fuck is this? And I'm a very conflict type person. I like conflict. Like, I was ready to be like, fuck you, get out. Like, you don't belong here. But I didn't know who it was or what I was dealing with. So I did it the smart way. I kind of just brushed it off. I was like, alright, you just leave me the fuck alone. Leave the wife and kids alone. Whatever you're here for, just leave us the fuck alone. And then I went into the bathroom to go take a shower, and I took my shirt off, and I had this weird feeling like to look at my back, especially because, like I said, 2 times I had that weird burning feeling. Like, look in the mirror, and my back was scratched the fuck up. From shoulders to hip, nothing but scratches. And if it wasn't so late and I didn't and wanted to scare the wife a little, I would have had her, come take a picture of it. But I didn't want to startle her, and it was late, so I said, fuck this. Whatever it is, must want me. It's pissed at me. I just took a shower and went to bed. So the next day, I texted my friend Marsha, the one I'll be doing classes with. She has her own shop, Crescent Moon Tarot. And she came, she's really good with this shit, so she helped pick up, why he was here. And he basically told her flat out, he wanted my energy, and I was an easy target because I was grieving over my uncle, so he attached to me. All he wanted was energy, nothing else. So she basically sent him away to another area where there's a good amount of energy, a lake nearby, because lakes and water are a really good source of energy. So she told him about it. He left, and we continued on with cleansing the house. And you may be a little curious of why this doll's sitting next to me. In the midst of doing her work to get rid of the spirit and the evil spirit for me, she picked up that there is a spirit attached to this doll. My wife had picked it up for me at the flea market so I could make it into like a REM pod, almost like a Boo Buddy. But now knowing that there's an spirit attached to it, I'm going to try to actually work with her. So maybe you'll see more videos down the road of my new friend here. Maybe I'll try to figure out her name. Marsha and Kaylin were picking up her name. Starts with like Margie or Margarette. It basically on those borderlines. It at least starts with an M. So I'm gonna try to work with her down the road, and who knows? Maybe we should be less shy and a little bit more talkative. Alright, on to the next part of the video. Announcement time. So as you saw, I posted a teaser saying change is coming and change is coming. So the Haunted Lair I've been using for almost 2 years now, and there was a concept of why we had the name. My wife actually came up with it, and there was a reason why it was the Haunted Lair. It was basically the delivery system and how I was going to do these videos, which I never did. I never do. So going forward, think of the Haunted Lair as a production studio name, because basically I call my game room the Haunted Lair because when I'm on my PC, plus I have haunted dolls, I have pieces of haunted houses in there, like I have haunted objects and artifacts. So that's going to be the Haunted Lair, my studio. It's the studio name going forward. As an investigator, as an investigation team, if I ever make a team down the road, because I do like going alone, it's more fun, it's creepier, that's the way I like it. I am going to be going with the name NU-Age Paranormal. Not traditional either. I am far from tradition. I freaking hate traditional. I like things different. I like standing out. So it's not N-E-U new, it's N-U new, as in like new metal, because that was the happiest time of my life. Middle school, new metal's coming out. You got Mudvayne, you got Korn, you got Stain, you got Limp Bizkit, you got all these new metal bands coming out, and that's when I really loved life. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my wife and my kids. Like, they are my life and my everything now. But as like an individual that wasn't afraid to stand out, take life by the horns, fucking just do what you want to do. New metal changed me forever. So I'm going to pay tribute to my love of new metal and being a metal fan by doing NU-Age Paranormal. And plus, like I said, I'm not traditional. I want to try to break away from traditional. Like, look at these, for example. I have these cat balls sitting with my doll because a lot of people fucking hate using them because they're motion activated. But exactly, they're motion activated. So if they're not moving and they go off, why? There's no fucking reason. They don't just go off by themselves. They need motion. But they are electronic. They have batteries. What are electronics? What are batteries? Sources of energy. What are spirits? Energy. Everything comes down to energy. Spirits can manipulate more and do more than we all think and know. And people want to stay to the traditional routes. You know, EVPs and basic voice recorders, basic spirit boxes. Why not fucking break the mold and start doing more things and quit shaming those of us that are not afraid to try new routes and shit. I love apps. I love Necrophonic. I've had very coherent responses come through Necrophonic, but people will shit on it because it's an app. But think about it. Your phone, there's crystals in it. There's electronics in it. So yeah, the app will say some random shit, but that's what a spirit box does too. It's fucking scanning radio signals, you're going to hear radio coming through. You're not listening for the fucking radio, though. You're listening for the responses coming through with the static noise. Same thing with necrophonic. You're not listening for the gibberish that randomly comes through. You're listening for the coherent responses. If you know how to fucking use it and you know what you're doing, it works. So stop knocking those of us that are not afraid to try new things. And that's another thing I want to try to do with New Age Paranormal. Find and break traditional paranormal. I'm sick of doing the same shit. I love it, don't get me wrong. It's freaking fun as hell, especially when things go off. Like, my favorite piece of equipment is the REM pod. Because it emits its own static range, the only way it goes off is if something breaks that static. And for when it goes off, to me, is still one of the coolest pieces of equipment. So don't be surprised if you see me trying to come up with like new REM pods and new ways of trying to get spirits to interact with REM pods. So yeah, this went from kind of an announcement to almost like a rant at the end, but it is like, people wonder why like a lot of people don't always like watching their stuff. You're too traditional. Like, everything's the same. It's the same freaking shit. Unless you're actually capturing really cool EVPs and apparitions with the traditional form of ghost hunting, it's boring. It's boring to watch. I even say it myself. Why not make it more fun? Why is it gotta be so serious? Have fucking fun with it. Like, I'm done. Traditional is dead. New Age Paranormal, it's where it's at. And my gears are already grinding of new logos, new theme song, everything. So, like I said, Haunted Lair, think of it more like the production studio name, New Age Paranormal, going forward. That being said, too, though, I did have a couple videos I did record as the Haunted Lair, like the Wilson Castle, a couple of solo videos that I still need to get out. But once those are up and forward, New Age Paranormal is where it's at. Keep on rocking on. And until next time, Bradford out.